Have you ever met someone who seems incredibly kind, soft-spoken, and maybe even a little fragile? But somehow, after spending time with them, you always leave feeling confused? Like your emotions are tangled up in knots, and you're not even sure why? If you've been second-guessing yourself more often, walking on eggshells around someone who never directly insults you but always seems to make you feel small, this video might explain everything. Today, we're diving into one of the most manipulative personality types out there, the covert female narcissist. And you need to stay with me to the end, because I'm going to break down the exact tactics they use to mess with your mind, how to spot the signs before the damage is done, and most importantly, how to protect yourself without the drama. Hit the like button if you're ready to reclaim your peace, and subscribe if you're done letting manipulators take up space in your life. So let's talk about her, the covert female narcissist. She doesn't fit the image most people have of a narcissist. She's not loud. She's not obviously arrogant. She probably doesn't even raise her voice. In fact, she may come across as sweet, shy, even insecure. She tells you stories about how everyone's always misunderstood her, mistreated her, overlooked her, and you feel drawn in. You want to help her, to protect her. She makes you feel trusted, needed, important. That's not kindness. That's bait. What you don't see at first is that this is all part of her strategy. She builds connection by making you feel emotionally responsible for her. She studies you, your values, your fears, your insecurities, and she mirrors them. Suddenly, it feels like you've met someone who really gets you. It feels deep, even spiritual. That's not connection. That's calculated. Soon after, things start to shift, but so subtly that you question whether it's even happening. You might notice she drops small criticisms into conversations, disguised as concern. Are you sure you want to wear that? I just don't want people to judge you. Or, I wouldn't do it that way, but you always do things your own way. These comments don't come with a raised voice or open hostility, they come with a soft smile, maybe even a hug. And when you finally speak up, when you try to set a boundary or clarify something she said, she gets hurt. Not angry, not confrontational. Just disappointed. Maybe even teary. She might say something like, "I thought we were closer than this," or, "I guess I was wrong to think I could trust you." Now you're the one apologizing. You feel guilty for hurting her, even though you were the one trying to speak your truth. That's the trap. Covert narcissists don't dominate with power, they control with guilt. They make you doubt your own intentions, your own reactions, your own memories. You start to question whether you're overthinking, whether you're just too sensitive. You might even begin isolating yourself, not because she told you to, but because you feel like no one else really understands what's happening. And that's exactly how she wants it. The more isolated and emotionally confused you become, the more she tightens her grip. And here's the scariest part, when the mask slips, it's almost always in private. She'll lash out in moments when no one else is watching, then quickly return to her sweet, helpless persona the moment anyone else is around. And if you try to explain what's happening to others, you look like the unstable one. She's already planted the seeds, she's been under a lot of stress, or sometimes she misinterprets things, or I just want what's best for her, but it's so hard to help. This is where many people start to break down. Not because of one major betrayal, but because of 1,000 subtle cuts. 1,000 moments of doubt, shame, confusion, until you no longer trust your own instincts. But here's where everything starts to shift. The moment you realize that this is not you. You're not crazy. You're not dramatic. You're not too sensitive. You're being manipulated by someone who thrives on keeping you unsure of yourself. So, how do you fight back? The answer isn't confrontation. That's what they want. Something emotional they can twist. Instead, you do the one thing they can't stand. You stop giving them attention. This tactic is known as the gray rock method. You stop reacting emotionally. You keep conversations boring, flat, and brief. If she tries to guilt-trip you, you don't explain. If she tries to push your buttons, you don't respond. You become uninteresting, unavailable, unreadable, like a literal gray rock. She might escalate at first, that's normal. The manipulation might intensify. She might cry harder, act colder, or push even more buttons. That's how you know it's working. Because her power depends entirely on your reactions, and when she doesn't get them, her control begins to slip. Next, you reinforce your boundaries. No long explanations. No emotional justifications. Just a quiet, firm no. You might limit contact. You might even go completely no contact, especially if this person is damaging your mental health. And here's the key, you don't announce it. Don't send a big final message. Don't try to get closure. You leave quietly, cleanly, and you rebuild your peace outside of the chaos. It's not about revenge. It's about reclaiming your sanity. And yes, she will try to smear you. She'll say you were cold, unstable, ungrateful. Let her. Say nothing. Your silence will speak louder than any defense ever could. And over time, her mask will slip, because without your energy to feed on, she'll start showing cracks to others, too. The greatest victory isn't proving her wrong, it's living well, peacefully, authentically, on your own terms. So if you've been doubting yourself, wondering if you're the problem, I want you to hear this, you're not. You're waking up. And that's the first step to breaking the cycle for good. If this video helped you feel seen, take a second to hit the like button, it helps more than you know. And if you've ever dealt with someone like this, drop a comment below and share the moment you realized it wasn't you. You never know who your story might help. Subscribe for more content on emotional boundaries, narcissistic abuse recovery, and protecting your peace in a world full of manipulators. You're not alone. You're just finally seeing clearly. I'll see you in the next one.